welcome to my second journal with me video. Today is part 2 of setting up my media journal, and in part 1 we basically started setting up some of the reading pages, and that's what we're going to continue doing today. So if you didn't watch the last video, I'll link it down below, but this is basically what we did in the last video. So I set up my title page. It's a media journal, so it's going to be books, films, TV and music, as well as, I guess, I don't know what else, maybe just some other random bits, but that's kind of like the main focus. And I'm doing some reading, like setup pages, as well as some film setup pages, and then things like music and TV I'm just going to kind of sporadically put in during the year. So in the last video we set up the front page, and this is basically what I did off camera. So I just printed out loads of pictures of kind of like my favourite films, my favourite shows, and a few of my favourite artists. And then I printed this off. I can link the website down below as to how I did this. I just saw it like trending online, but basically you can get pictures of yourself and kind of like make it look like a film strip. So I just did that, saved it and put it on Canva and printed it off. And then we've got my priority reads for 2026. I've chosen to just go with 10 because it's just a little bit easier, and I think it's going to be more manageable to read 10 books. I've got my shelfie spread, which I just added a few extra bits to off camera, but this is where I'm going to put down every single book I read, and I'm going to colour them in based on the genre. And then this is my reading log spread. So these two boxes are going to be for all of the books that I read. I'm going to put the number of the book, the title, the dates, and my star rating. And then this is going to be where I put all my DNFs. Hoping to not have a ton of DNFs, but I do DNF usually a few books every year. So I just kind of wanted a separate space for that. And that's got the number, the title, the date, and how many pages I end up reading, because some books I DNF after like 30 pages, but often I'll DNF a book after over 100 pages. Some books I've DNF after like 250 pages. So I think it's just kind of interesting to kind of see like how much of the book I actually did read. And then into today's spread. So we're going to start by doing this book club spread. I'm in a book club. I've been in it for quite a while now, and we tend to pick around a book a month. I don't really know exactly how I want to spread this out. I've kind of set it up so that there's space for 12 books, but realistically we don't read 12 books in a year, because we basically have our book club once every 4 weeks, and sometimes we have it more like 5 or 6 weeks depending on when people are available. So we don't have a strict 12 books in a year. I think I'm going to do the borders, do the title, and probably set up the first sort of 3, but I'm not going to put in the months yet, because I'm kind of hoping that potentially then at the end, if we do have some more space, then I can kind of do a roundup of like, what was my favourite, what was my least favourite, what did I pick, that sort of thing. So I think I'm going to set up in terms of the washi tape and the title, and kind of drawing these 3 boxes, and maybe these 3 boxes as well, but I'm going to keep it a bit loose on the actual setup of this one. But yeah, let's get in then. Okay, so that is the first spread done. I think I'm just going to leave it like this for now. But basically I've just put book club along the top, and then I'm going to put in the month for whatever month it is. So like I said, it might not be every single month, so that's why I'm not putting in any of the other ones. But I'll definitely have at least 6 books this year. Realistically, definitely at least 9. It just, we might not get to the full 12. I was kind of thinking, should I add more colour? Because I feel like it does look a bit boring, but I guess with the titles and like when I start writing stuff, it'll look better. This is what I'm going with at the moment, and I did just stick in the first book club pick we have. I actually can't make this book club, but I am still planning on reading the book, so I thought I'd stick that in there, and then obviously I can write my thoughts when I read it. And this is like a Dutch door, so it's just like a nice way to kind of like mix it up a little bit. Okay, so on to the next one. Oh, okay. Is this the next one? No, this is the next one. Oh yes, okay. So now we've got my book bingo. which basically I'm planning on doing my prompts here and then the books here, because I've seen when people do like the prompts and they just will colour it in, but I think it's quite useful to see like what book it was that like filled the prompt. So that's the way that I'm gonna do it. But yeah, let's just quickly set this one up. Okay, so this is the next spread done. So like I said, this is going to be my book bingo. So I'm going to be writing my prompts in there, and then I'm going to be doing all the actual books in here. I do have a list of prompts, but I think I'm going to do that off camera. But I will show you, like I did in the last video, I'll do like a little flip through at the end. So I'll show you that once it's all filled out at the end of the video. But yeah, I think this looks really cute. I like the colours. At first I was like, is this just too much? But I feel like it's come together nicely. And like compared to this, I do think I like this kind of like more colourful spread. But I don't know, I'm going to have a think about this one. I think because the book covers are bigger in this one, it might not look so bad, because the book covers are quite small in this one. But okay, so now I've got the read every day spread, and I'm not that bothered about actually reading every single day, but I thought it would just be useful to kind of like see how often I do read and like how many days I do read. And then what is this? I think this is my, so I think this is my Taylor Swift spread, which is actually inspired by Michaela, who also makes videos on here. I will link her channel down below. I think she maybe made the challenge. I'm not entirely sure, but I think she made the challenge. But basically it's the rainbow challenge, but just based on Taylor Swift. So it's still like different colors, but every color is associated with a Taylor Swift album. But yeah, let's just get into setting these both up. But I think these are like fun, like little challenge spreads. And then I've also got, after this, we've then got the A to Z challenge spread as well. So yeah, I thought it was quite fun to like have some challenges. And even like with the book bingo as well, I'm not bothered about completing every single thing. And I don't know if I'll even necessarily go out of my way to complete certain ones. I think it's just a fun thing to like, as you're reading, like be kind of seeing, does it actually fit into the challenge goals and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get onto this spread. So you can see that I've messed up, and also here as well, like it's not even straight, but it's fine, it's just a notebook. It's just a notebook. It's really not that deep. I do have some like whiteout tape, but it's not great. And I don't know if that's just gonna draw more attention to it. It's not very good to write over, and I will need to write over. Yeah, because I have this. Like that is just not, I feel like that doesn't look much better. But it's fine. I think I will, I've done it now, so I will be doing that. And then maybe we'll just have to write the numbers. I'm trying to think, I think I do need to start with 1 here. There we go. Oh my God, I didn't think. As we were getting closer and closer to the bottom, I was like, is this actually gonna fit? Yes, literally just about. I probably should have done this a little bit thinner. That's so funny. I was like, is this actually gonna fit? Have I done my calculations? Because obviously I do plan out these spreads, but it's only when you're actually putting like pen to paper, not pencil to paper, you're suddenly like, oh God, have I actually done this properly? Okay, so this is what we've done so far. You probably can't even tell, but I did just go because we had someone at the door and then I was talking to my boyfriend. So yeah, I've just done this reading every day spread, and basically what I'm going to do is every single day that I read, I'm just going to highlight. I don't know exactly what sort of marker colours I'm going to be using yet. I might kind of like alternate it between the different months. I don't really know what I'm going to do for that yet, but basically every single day I read, I'll do like a little dash. Ugh, I really don't like that white out. It doesn't look very good in real life, but it's fine, it's done now. And now I'm just gonna do the boxes for the Taylor Swift challenge. And this is the challenge. Her name on Storygraph is Reading with Michaela. And I think that might also be her channel name, or maybe her channel name is just Michaela, but I will link her down below because she does loads of journaling videos. I think she's also going to be doing like reading videos as well, but at the moment she's been doing mainly journaling videos, and her journal is so cute. I love it so much. Like I've literally binged all her videos. So I'll link her down below, but this is her Read the Rainbow challenge, which is Read the Eras challenge. And basically every colour is associated with an album. So you've got Debut for green, Fearless is yellow, Speak Now is purple, Red is red, 1989 is light blue, Reputation black, Lover is pink, Folklore white, Evermore brown, Midnight's dark blue, TTPD is grey, and then Life of a Showgirl orange. I think what I'm going to do is obviously have my boxes, and then I'm trying to work out, I do have this space on the side, so I'm kind of debating putting on the side being like Debut green, or maybe I'll do like green and then Debut along the bottom. It's such like a minor detail. It's such a minor detail, but yeah, I think it would be quite cute to have like that all on there. So let's do that quickly now. So the idea of Read the Rainbow challenge is basically that you'll then have a whole spread of really colourful books, and you basically match the colour to the book cover. And some people do it where it has to be like, really has to be like matching to the colour, but because I just don't read that many books in general, I'm just gonna have it as long as it's like a majority colour, then I will have it. But yeah, so for example, I think I've already printed off Hamnet. I haven't actually finished Hamnet yet, but I am reading it at the moment. So yeah, so that would be going in, and that would, I would class that as dark blue. Kind of like a royal blue, which I would class in the category of dark blue. But that was a very obvious example because the cover is literally blue and it just has a big H in the middle. Other covers maybe aren't as obvious. But yeah, it's just a fun way to have like a cute little rainbow spread. And again, this is the sort of challenge where I'm not necessarily going to go out of my way to read a book that is red, but it's just the sort of thing when I do then read a red book, I'll put it in here sort of thing. I don't know, like maybe, I think I'll probably end up with this in general. I think it could be quite fun to do like a mid-year review to kind of see how I'm getting on with my spreads. And if I'm struggling with any particular ones, like for instance with my rainbow challenge, then maybe I would be looking for books that kind of match the prompts a little bit better, but probably still books that are like already on my TBR. I think I'm gonna leave it like this for now, and we're gonna move on because I think it will be easier for me to write it, because at the moment this is actually, sorry to break the bubble, but this is actually like quite far away from me. If I was to have it actually like right next to me, it would be more like here, and obviously that's just not in the camera angle. So I've put it here so that it's actually in the camera angle. But I think I'm gonna do the writing off camera because that's just a little bit easier to do when I can like have it right up and close to me. But yes, that is our Taylor Swift reading challenge done, and then also our reading every day challenge as well. I think these sets are quite cute. They'll definitely be more colourful as I go, and I didn't choose to do like the stamp lettering for this one because it was just too much that it wouldn't fit. If I did the stamp lettering, it's quite big, so I was like, I'll just write it and I'll still stick it on, and then it still means I kind of get like my washi tape behind, which I really like. Okay, and now this is like the A to Z challenge. So it's kind of a similar thing where basically every block will be a different letter, and the idea is that you can do it with either authors or titles. I'm going to personally do it with titles, and basically so for instance Hamnet would go under H because it starts with H, but for instance if you've got a book that starts with the blank, so for instance The Vanishing Half, I would class that as V, especially because V is so difficult to get anyway, that I would class that as V. So The Vanishing Half I'd put for V, even though technically it starts with T because it starts with the. Some people do this on hard mode and they don't include those, or they include those as a T. But because, like I said, I don't really read that many books, so I just want to try and like complete the challenge as much as I can, and it's not like I'm reading 100 books in a year. So we're just gonna do it this way, and I think I'm gonna do washi tape along the sides again, and yeah, let's just get on with this one then. Okay, so that's this spread done. So I've written down all the letters, and I might kind of end up going through my TBR and also like all the books that I've already read, and if there's any letters that like I've never read a book that starts with that letter, and also I don't have any books on my TBR that start with that letter, then I might change it to contains instead. So for instance like X, Y, Z, W maybe. I don't know, W I think will be fine. I think it's mainly like these three are going to be difficult, so I might change those to contains. I think every other letter, like I might not get them this year, but like books exist that have them, whereas I think like X, I can't think of anything that starts with an X that is a book. But yeah, I really love this spread. It's another kind of like trust the process. Like whilst I was making it, I was like, this is ugly, but I feel like now that it's all done, I really, really like it. And yeah, I'm excited to use it. It'll look so much better obviously when all the books are there as well. But yeah, I think this is a really cute spread and I'm really excited. So happy with how that turned out. Honestly, I feel like a lot of spreads are such trust the process. So when you're making your own spreads, do just give yourself that grace, because honestly, it will work out. And at the end of the day, it's just a notebook, okay? It's fine. We need to not be perfectionists. It's fine. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be relaxing and enjoyable. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. So far we've obviously done 3 additional spreads, actually 4 additional spreads. So yeah, so we've got my book club, my book bingo, my reading every day and my Taylor Swift reading challenge, and then my A to Z reading challenge as well. And let's see what else we've got to do. Oh yeah, so I've got a series tracker, an author backlist, and then I think I've got, yeah, and then I've got my physical TBR, and then this is going to be my Kindle TBR because I've got so many books on my Kindle. So it'll be this, and this will all be my Kindle TBR. And this is only going to be my TBR as it stands now. So any books that I happen to get a hold of over the course of the year, I'm not going to put them on this. This is like my TBR as it stands now, because I really want to have an emphasis on getting through what I already have rather than just being able to like tick off a book, but actually it's because I just bought the book, you know what I mean? So these are going to be as it stands right now. I don't think these spreads will take us too long to set up because, to be honest, I'm going to do all like the actual full setting up of these spreads probably off camera, because I just think you don't need to watch me write down like 80 different book titles for my Kindle TBR spread. So I think I'll do like these ones off camera, but I will just set up the basics now, and then yeah, and then I think we're done, because I think then my next one is my film log. So if you want a little sneak peek, I will be doing videos on this as well. I know they maybe aren't as interesting because they're not book related, and I feel like most people that watch my channel are into books, and also reading journals I feel like is more of a thing than a film journal, but I will be setting these up because I watch a lot of films, so I need to be able to log them as well. So I've got my film log, which I'll do as a Dutch door because I watch way more films than I read books because it's significantly shorter. And then I'm going to have a double spread for films watched at the cinema because I go to the cinema all the time. And then I'm going to have a spread for anticipated releases. I didn't have this for books because I don't read many new releases for books. Like I don't read many books the year they come out. I do read a handful of books the year they come out, but it's almost accidental some of the time. Like sometimes it'll just be, I'll hear so much hype about a book, I'll manage to read it the year it comes out. But often I'm reading books several years after they come out. I'm not really crazy about new releases, but with the films, because I go to the cinema so much, obviously I watch a lot of new releases. And then this is just going to be like must-see movies in terms of films that I want to watch that aren't necessarily like new releases, but just like old films I want to watch. I'm also going to do a film bingo, which I need to have a think about what prompts I'm going to use because I feel like book bingo is everywhere, but I was like, screw it, we can have book spreads be converted into film spreads. So I want to do a film bingo, an A to Z of films as well. I don't know, I might add some more spreads, but that's kind of like what I'm thinking at the moment. But yes, let's finish these spreads, but that's like a little sneak peek into the next video. Like I said, films may not be your thing, but if you like journaling and if you want to kind of like, I don't know, I feel like journaling doesn't have to be necessarily restricted to one thing. And fair enough, if you're the sort of person who reads like 100 books a year, then I totally understand having like a full-on reading journal and going like ham with it. But for me, I only read like, I say only, I read a lot of books, but I only read like 30 odd books a year. And I just don't feel like I need a full journal dedicated to reading. Whereas like I watch like 80 films a year, and I also watch a lot of TV, and I also want to like journal about like the albums that are coming out and stuff like that as well. So yeah, let's set up the series tracker, the author backlist, and then we will set up my TBR pages as well. So yes, let's get into it. Okay, like I said, I will fill it out properly off camera where I'm actually writing down all the books I want to include, and then let's set this one up. Okay, I think we're done for today. I know these are like very, very simple, but there's just gonna be a lot of writing on this page, to be honest, so I thought let's just keep it simple. These are probably gonna be some of the uglier pages because it basically is just a lot of writing, but it is really functional. And I just really like to, when I'm making like TBR lists and stuff like that, it's really good to like just have it all in one place, like what is my actual TBR. So like if I'm doing like seasonal TBRs or I'm trying to figure out what I want to be reading next, I've just got it all in one place. So yeah, so I will do like an actual proper flip through. Here's kind of like a mini flip through, but the next clip will be a proper flip through where I'm gonna kind of like show how it is with potentially some like additional stuff added in. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've done so many spreads now, so I'm really excited to actually start filling them in properly. I'm really excited for the reading year. And like I said, I will be posting some film journal setup stuff as well. Obviously it's all the same journal, it's a media journal, so, but I will be posting some like film setup pages as well if you're interested. And I will probably post, like once I've done all my setup pages, I will post like a actually setting it up. So for instance, like hopefully by then I would have read a couple of books, so we can start actually like putting in the information into all the different spreads, which is really fun. And yeah, I'm really excited. So yeah, if you like this video, if you want to see more journaling content and more book content in general, then please do consider subscribing, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Okay, bye.